This is not a Word document. This is Excel. What happens if you make a typo? What if you make a lot of typos? What if you're like me and you can't type worth a darn and you make a lot of errors? Well, there are tools out there to fix this. Now, what's critical here is the spell check and whether your sheet is protected. If this sheet is protected, you won't have access to the spelling function. And I'll explain how to enable and disable and incorporate this as we move through this video. Brad Williams, Excel Prime. How you can spell check your worksheet in minutes. Worksheet, not a Word document, but the actual worksheet. Now here we have the same text string. We have it in parentheses and it's sort of nested. And that is that we don't have independent or rows. And we saw that problem before when we were doing a search feature. When we were trying to find something, we were limited as to what we could do with this text string. To spell within an Excel worksheet, all you have to do is press F7 or go to Review Proofing Spelling up in the ribbon. Hit F7. And what it did is it says, do you want to continue a spell check? Well, what it did is it just spell checked this one box because it was highlighted. So no. Hit F7 again. And it just went say, sure. What we have here is this dialog box. And when it runs into an error, it's going to throw this particular error situation. Spell check will find a possible error. And I say possible error because maybe your writing style is a different language, or you're trying to write in a different structure, whatever it is. The structure within this paragraph found amet. That's the word. And if you look in here, you find lorem ipsum dolor sit emet. Well, is that an error? If it's not, you can hit ignore once, or you can just add it to the dictionary. If it's a word that is repeated, you can hit add to dictionary. You can change. You can hit change all. In other words, if you go in here, you go change, it just changed it to whatever was in the suggestion box. What you can do is you can undo last. It was amet. And if you hit change, undo last, say ignore once, and then we go to the next word. And if we say change, it's going to change it to connector. So hit change. I don't see the change. Just close it. And you can see connector was changed. It's a little bumpy, this spell checker. Kind of get the idea. You can do a spell check here. You can ignore this error. You can add it to dictionary. And you can add all these words to dictionary up here. Not in dictionary, it just put it in the dictionary. You can hit autocorrect. It's going to hit incident. You can see how tough it will be for spell check to correct this information. It's in a different language. So maybe this is not the best example. So we'll close this and we'll just hit Control Z, and we'll hit forward on here. So now let's go down just below. Just go below this active cell and unactivate it, and then hit spelling again. Here we have, these are just random words. There's a Ms, see a MRS here, and it looks as though it wants to say this is an error. When I change anything within this correction thing, I try to find the error. And what I do is society removing into object MRS. I'll just go in here and I cancel this thing. And I'll go in here and I'll just physically change it. MRS period, and hit enter. Because there's a lot of glitches within this spell checker deal that going in and doing it manually sometimes is easier. I went back up here into this convoluted text string here. Well, let's say I want to modify something in the back end. Well, you can hit options. We went here before. We can go into proofing, go into autocorrect options, and then you can modify this however you want. You want auto format as you type. You want actions. You want math autocorrector. You want autocorrect. You can go in, as I explained earlier. You can go up into general, and if there's any changes you want to make, do so. Hit cancel. If you want to, you can change this, but it won't go into effect till you close this. You can hit change all. And what it's doing is if it finds incident, you change the incident and there's more than one incident, it'll change all. Change. Close. Spell check complete. Now you can see incident here. We want to grab incident. We want to see incident. Copy. It would have probably been quicker for me to have just to go and find and select. Find. And I just want to paste this in. I just want to point out that you can copy and paste information into this find and replace. So let's hit find next. And again, I said how hard it would be to define incident. And if there were more than one incident, you would think format cell. Let's go fill. Let's go orange. Okay. And let's say find next. No. So what it's looking for is incident in orange. Preview. What if we find format, go no color? Can we see incident? We can read this real quick. And let's just put incident at the very end. Find next. INCDENT, find next. All right. Find incident. INCIDENT. Now, the search, you can't go into this text string and put a background color to it. You can't put a foreground color, that would be here, or a background color. But put a background color in a cell. You can put a background color in here. You can put a foreground color here. That's this number here. And then you can background this, the entire cell, not individuals. So let's try something here. Go incident, black. I can't do anything. Well, let's try this. So let's go black and hit enter. And I have nothing. Well, let's try incident, orange, something obnoxious. Okay. And let's go incident. Let's grab this box. Let's hit format, incident, options. Be sure to check out our extensive courses, which include Excel data and text manipulation for advanced users, beginners, intermediate. We also have this great essentials, the A to Z for advanced users, the comprehensive beginner level 1 and 2. Then we have our advanced formulas, strictly formulas, great set of courses, which we have a beginner level 1 and beginner level 2, this intermediate level, and we have this advanced level. Click on any of the links. There's a short video that explains everything about the course. Check it out. Let's say you have a cell that the background is solid black and the foreground is white. Here we have incident with this format, and you want to search. You want to do a search. Let's back up here for a second. Let's go no color. Let's clear, cancel. Let's clear this format. Let's try to find incident, find next. And incident is found up here in the text of the Latin. And then it's also found down here in this highlighted cell. So it found both. Now let's say I want to find a word that's highlighted in black with a black background. How do I do that? Well, you can go over here to find and replace. You have incident here. The background is already in place. So you want to hit format. You want to just hit this. And now let's say you want to find incident with just a black background. Hit find next. And it found that particular cell. And then find next. And it's still within A16. You can always look up here in the name box to see where the reference is. And when we hit find next, it did not go up to A3. So this worked. Clear this out, hit format, clear find format. If you want to clear this information out in A16, go back up to the toolbar, hit no fill, and make sure you hit the other foreground, hit automatic. And that's a way to incorporate some spell checking and a little modification in terms of the If you have a modified looking cell, you can always do this find and replace to try to find that information. Brad Williams, XL Prime, thanks for your time.